Hi, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing really well. Thank you to my returning subscribers, and if you haven't been here before, then please do subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. So today we are looking at two pile pick. So you've got pile number 1 and pile number 2. So just decide now which pile you would like to pick, and we will get into your reading. So let's get into it with pile number 1, shall we? What have we got for you? Oh, we've got the owl and deception. So this could be to do with something that is actually quite elusive around you. So if there's been something on your mind that you're not sure, is this what I think it is? You might be second guessing your intuition at this time. So let's see what the runes are telling us on that for you today. Oh, we have Lagos. So there could be some fear around movement here. Athala. Okay, I think what I'm getting from this so far, this could be a situation where perhaps somebody has asked you to move in with them, or you're in that stage of a relationship where things are needing to move along, or you feel like, you know, you're ready for the next step, but there's something that's stopping you. There's something that is kind of making you think. You might be saying the words like, I don't know, or trying to investigate things about a specific person that you're thinking of living with, just to check that they aren't deceiving you. So there's this energy. Just because you've got the deception card on here doesn't mean that they actually are deceiving you. It could just mean that that is what your energy is portraying at the moment, is that you are aware that you may be being deceived. Because Lagos is an energy of flow, of being able to keep in alignment with whatever it is that you are aligning with. So you may have been in previous relationship where you could have cohabited with somebody and felt like you couldn't get out of it. Now, in this particular situation that you're in at the moment, or say situation, in this particular dynamic, shall we say, it feels like things are moving quite quickly, and there's a want to, it does feel like there's a want to move in, or something of more of a permanence, something that is like bringing you together. Now, this may be that you are selling up somewhere that you have lived previously, or it might just be that you are moving in with this person. So what I'm feeling from this is just making sure that it's on your terms as well, that it's an equal thing, because algae contains the energy of having healthy boundaries and protecting yourself as well, you know. And it's funny, isn't it? Because when we talk about relationships and living together, marriage, getting a mortgage, these kind of things, there's always that concern of like, if it goes wrong, am I going to be left penniless? Are they going to do one over on me? It kind of breaks the trust in a relationship, and it kind of gets everybody with cloak and daggers against each other. So this is maybe a little test for you. How much do you trust this person? How much do you feel safe in their company? You know, this deception, the owl, is asking you to acknowledge your inner intuition. So I feel like I'm talking to some females here, and your feminine intuition, your energy, you need to be asking yourself the question of sort of like, does this feel right to me? You know, because Lagos does hold that energy of fear. And if you've been having some strange dreams lately that are kind of making you feel like, can I trust this? Is this right for me? I'm not sure. Then Lagos is kind of asking you to acknowledge, where is this fear coming from? Is it because of a previous experience, and maybe you are rolling that over into this experience? Have you had any conversations with this person about what your fears are? I do feel that you do need to express your boundaries. You need to say what is good for you, what is working for you, that sort of thing. So say, for instance, if you're just moving into this person's house and you haven't got it together, you haven't brought it together or anything like that, you may be worried about, you know, being kicked out or anything like that. Whereas if you were buying something together equally, you would feel more confident and comfortable. So just being aware of what is right for you, what feels comfortable for you within this, okay? So for some of you, I mean, that's a majority of the collective that I'm getting for this, but it might not be about a living situation. It could just be about a relationship that's developing and fear around that, and a feeling of needing to have boundaries around it as well, and just a fear of deception going on. So let's just see what cards we get from that. This fear of deception that's happening. Yeah, I do feel it is to do with previous experiences, past relationships, that are kind of blocking you from transforming this relationship, from being able to move forward in this relationship in a healthy way. There's definitely some blocking happening there. Yeah, because it's almost like you're torn between two different ideas. Maybe one idea is that you are quite happy living on your own, and the other idea is actually it would be nice to cohabit, to be with this person on a more permanent basis. So there could be a need for you to have flexibility there in what you're thinking and feeling. It does feel like you perhaps need to express this to create balance, you know. What do you need to have balance in your life at this time? The Page of Pentacles. I always think the Two of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles have a very similar stance, which is always on one leg. Now that's giving me the energy of wondering, are you fully into this? Are you fully stepping into this? Or are you just one foot in and one foot out, unsure where to put the other foot? And maybe that fear is because of the past, where you've gone full in before and it's all gone a bit wrong. So the deception here is possibly those thoughts and fears from the past repeating themselves. Now, what you don't want to do is to manifest that into your life through bringing it in, through thinking about it. So right now, you might need to sort of form some kind of plan to set a boundary here with this person, explain to them where this is coming from and why it's there in your energy, okay? Because it does feel like long term, you do want this to grow. You want this to be, you know, you do appreciate what you have and you want it to be a long-term thing. But there does seem to be some fear around it, but that is coming from your past. Yes, you've got 10 of Pentacles on there. I feel like maybe you lost out on some money in the past through being in this kind of situation with somebody. Now that's more for somebody that's masculine here, I feel, that's had that experience. So again, it's like two collectives. I feel that there is the energy of what you want in a fantasy kind of way, and then what you actually feel you can have. And there seems to be a bit of an imbalance in your belief on that one. What else do we have for you? 9 of Pentacles. So yeah, you don't want to be single anymore. You don't want to be on your own anymore. You want it's almost like you've done the independent thing for such a long time now. You maybe don't want to be independent anymore. You want to be dependent, but not in a kind of way that is unhealthy. You want it to be healthy. And maybe there's fears around you. If you open up to this, you're going to drop into a space that's going to be like a codependent energy. Okay. But it feels like you aren't fully utilising your potential here. You're not fully realising your power in this situation. You need to make your needs known. You need to allow those boundaries to be seen, you know. You have an opportunity here to be the emperor of your own life, to stand in your power, to say what it is that you need in a kind of strategic way, you know, not in a defensive way or anything like that, but in a healthy way of just like, this is what I need. But it all comes from this fear of not being able to get back up again, of like being hurt again. But if you live your life with the fear of being hurt, what you're actually doing is drawing more opportunities into your life that align with that. Alignment is all about what we are thinking about, you know, our mind over a matter. So if we are expecting things to happen to us that are negative, then we can only expect to attract opportunities for that to be the case. So if what you're really thinking or feeling is, I don't want to have issues like this. I don't want to be second guessing my partner. I don't want to worry about the future in terms of being left or moneyless or anything like that. So change the story in your mind as to what you want it to be. You've got the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse as well. There's something blocking you from really seeing this as a good venture, as a new beginning. There's something blocking that for you. And it could be the financial thing, you know, maybe you feel like you don't have enough to put in here. So you feel like it's all the other person and you're going to come away with nothing. It might be that you don't feel there's balance in it. But there we go with the Seven of Pentacles again. But on a soul level, you know that this feels right. So it feels like there needs to be a conversation had about this in order for you to feel secure in what you're doing. So let's see if we can get you some advice on what you need to do right now about this. We've got Justice tried to come out there. I'm going to put that down there. So this is about, you know, you've got to allow balance through bringing truth, being integral to yourself, you know. If you have fears here, you need to express them. You may be worried about the other person abandoning you or rejecting you because of your needs. Well, that will tell you everything, won't it? And if you are coming into this with your truth, honouring your truth and allowing it to be seen and known, then the other person, you know, they might surprise you. They might actually be like, okay, I understand where you're coming from. Let's work on this together. And then you know you're in the right kind of space. But you do have this tendency to sort of feel like just running away from something instead of dealing with it if it gets too much, you know. It's feeling a little bit overwhelming at this time is what I'm getting. So the advice here is to, you know, be truthful about that. Be expressive about how overwhelming it is. It's going to bring a lot of clarity to you. There's going to be a conversation coming that's going to give you a realization of like, oh, okay, I can see things a lot more clearly now. I'm glad I offloaded that. I'm glad that I let that out, because I feel that that is what needs to happen here. You've got to release that burden. You've got to let it go, okay? Because it's coming from the past. You don't want to bring that over into this situation. So let's just see, is there an outcome on this for you today? And if so, what is that outcome? Let me see. Okay, the Hierophant in the reverse. Now this is about you kind of breaking down some barriers here. This is about doing things in a non-traditional way. So you might be asking to have two different spaces, you know. You might be sort of like, actually, I'd like to live with you sometime, but maybe have my own space as well. So if this is about you getting rid of a space that you've had by yourself to go and full-time be over here, there's something about that that isn't really feeling healthy for you. So there's that need for boundary. Just be honest about that. Be truthful about that. If you need that space there, then keep it. Say to the person, use your truth. Speak with integrity. Just say, I actually think it would be a good idea for me to keep that space, you know, and then every now and then I can go and be there and have that time up by myself. You know, if this person loves you, if they honour and respect you, they will understand what you're saying. They will understand that. You don't have to do things in a traditional way. You don't have to, yeah, and I feel like perhaps you do have a bit of an energy to you that can be a bit of a lone wolf. Like you do like your own space, you like your own time. And that's kind of what this is suggesting on here is sort of like, you know, just be truthful about that. Be authentic about it. That's how you are. That's who you are. You like that space and time to yourself. Maybe the other person does as well, but they just don't admit it. You know, they want to accommodate you, but perhaps this is helping to heal for both of you, you know. You've got to be quite bold within this, I feel, and it's actually part of your growth. It's part of your healing process as well. So this is helping you to grow into the person that you're becoming. It's helping you to really know your power and your strength. And that doesn't mean that you are pushing anybody away or avoiding anything. It just means you're being honest about what your needs are, and that creates a healthy relationship and a healthy balance. So let's get you a final outcome. So we've got Temperance as a final outcome. So just being patient, keeping that balance. Can you see the sun and the moon on there? So there's a balance between masculine and feminine here. you know, just making your needs known is very, very important within this reading at this time. And witnessing and watching where you might be allowing things from the past to affect the way forward that you go. You know, don't let it restrict you, don't let it hold you in a space of feeling like overwhelmed. You are an adult. You have the ability to say what your needs are and how you need things to be. Okay. I'm getting the energy of someone that might have like a tattoo of like a, what's it called, lemniscat. How do I say that in words you might understand? Oh, what's it called? The infinity symbol. Yeah. So they might have something like that, like around on an arm somewhere, or maybe on a leg. But yeah, I'm just seeing that as something could be significant to do with that. You've manifested this relationship into your life and this situation that you're going into, but it is helping you to grow and to heal and to realise actually it's okay to do things in a non-traditional way. It's okay to do things in a way that is unexpected to other people. This person might surprise you in actually accepting that and understanding your needs on there. There's a lot of joy. There's a lot of, you know, this is actually going to complete something for you in this cycle. Don't doubt yourself at this time. There's a lot of inspiration that you're bringing through just being your authentic self. So don't stop being your authentic self. So pile number 1, that was your reading. If that resonates with you and you would like to look into this further, then please do get in touch. My details are down in the description box. If you are hanging around for number 2 as well, then stay tuned. We're going to have a little look at what we have for pile number 2. So pile number 2, welcome to your reading. Let's see what we have for you. Oh, we have the ant and strength. So you could have been working at the moment. Perhaps you are hustling like a mofo right now, you know, getting your stuff together, especially this time of year, like summer. That's when ants are at their most busy, isn't it? And we know that because they're all over the sugar in the kitchen. Anywhere you go, there's ants everywhere. What is it they used to say? Ants in your pants make your belly button dance. Don't know why that would happen. Anyway, I'm just going to shuffle these cards a little bit after pile number 1. So sometimes, because I know that some people watch pile 1 and then they watch pile 2, so it could be that there is the same coming out of there. Well, let's have a look, shall we? Let's see what we got. Answers. Okay, let's get a couple more on there. So this is definitely a different kind of reading here. Daggers. And Nordies. Interesting. Okay, so there's something here about communicating something that you have realised, that you've witnessed about yourself, that you've had like a real awakening, as like an illusion's been broken, and the illusion that's been broken has actually made you realise and communicate to yourself a real soul need. There's something here that you've started to realise, actually this is feeling restrictive around me now and I need to move forward. I think there's a helicopter out there or something. So it's almost like there's a real urgency to this. It feels like there's like an emergency with your need. And this is interesting because Daggers is all about fast movement. It's a daily cycle. And I don't know if something's being communicated to you or you've just communicated something to yourself and like seen it, realised it. And then you're like, oh, actually, now I've stated that to myself. I think I need to do something about it. I can't stop thinking about it. I can't stop feeling this. I need to do something about it. And it really is aligning you with your soul needs. So if you are in any doubt about some kind of endeavour that you have started or that you are doing or you're thinking about, it is aligned with your soul needs. It is part of your purpose and your journey. So don't doubt it. Even if it's really, really difficult for you at the moment, especially with that communication outwardly to your friends, to your family, it might be difficult for you to admit to people around you actually what is going on for you and what you're feeling at this time. So let's get into your cards and see what we have for you. So what is this situation all about for pile number 2? Okay, we've got the 9 of Pentacles. So this is about you kind of being seen. It's about you having discipline in your life. And that's what you're doing at the moment, is you're really grafting because you're trying to create some discipline. It's like you want to create an empire here. You're trying to do some kind of work that is aligned with your soul needs. And you have a vision of yourself as being quite self-made. You know, you've got this vision going on there. And I can see this vision. It's almost like a field with lots of yurts in it or something like that. It's like a powerful healing space that you want to create. That is at the forefront of this reading here, is about creating something. I mean, that might be for somebody here, that sounded very specific. That might not be for everybody here. It is a collective reading, just take what resonates. But there's an energy around wanting to create something that is really aligned with your soul needs and your heart. Okay. And you need discipline with it. But you are very, very inspired and enthusiastic about this. So that's what you're doing at the moment. Spirit want you to know they are proud of you for the effort that you're putting in, the work that you're putting in, and the drive that you've got. You're feeling it here, almost like it's like butterflies, it's excitement. But sometimes it makes you feel a bit sick because you're almost like, I can't believe I'm doing this. I can't believe I'm actually doing this. And you may be worried about, like, when am I going to lose my oomph? When is that going to dwindle off? But it feels like you've created so much change in your daily routines, things like that, you know, the things that you are doing, that it's not actually going to dwindle off, because this is the new you. This is, you know, the disciplines that you have been working on. They're working for you. The way that you eat, you know, when you have your breakfast, what you have for breakfast, the time that you go to bed, the routines that you have adopted. And I feel like you've had these routines going now for a little while. It may be like over the past 9 months, you've really kind of kept that going. And I can really sense that it feels very, very healthy, what you're doing there. And you started to realise, like, I actually need to be the change that I want to see. And I need to adopt those things for myself if I want to help other people with it. You are becoming almost like an icon for people to follow. I feel like that's what you are trying to achieve. That's what you want. But there's always a temptation. It feels like there's always something that maybe tries to distract you or tempt you away. And perhaps you feel like sometimes you do have some vices. I don't want to call them addictions, because I don't really like that word. It's not so much that you have addictions. It's more that you have vices. There are things that, you know, kind of take up your time. So for instance, I use a personal one on here. It's about, like, you know, where you've got an hour to do something in, and I will upload a video or something, but then I might scroll through other videos for a little while. I've procrastinated. I'm wasting my time. There may be something similar like that with yourself. It's like, you know, you've got things you need to do and for many of you here, I feel like it is to do with your work, it's to do with your business. But instead you'll be like, oh, I'm going to sit down and have a cuppa instead, or I'm going to pop the telly on, or I'm going to scroll like I do. Or it could be any other thing that, you know, isn't particularly, you know, unhealthy as such, but it does stop you from putting effort into what you could be putting effort into for your greater good, for your soul needs. Okay, now the Nordies is about 2 sticks being rubbed together to create fire. There's effort that needs to be made in order to create that fire, you know. You have to have the tools, which you've got the tools, but now you need the action. You need to be able to keep coming up with that action as well. Okay, we've got the star coming out on here. Now I feel like that actually was in the reverse when I pulled it out. So there's an energy here. You do doubt yourself at times. It's like you've got a wish, you've got a dream, and you are a big dreamer. You are brilliant at bringing dreams and manifesting things. But you don't always, when they're in front of you and the opportunity's there, you doubt yourself as to whether you have the ability to go for it. And sometimes you're just there holding on by a thread, feeling like, I ain't got it. I can't do it. But you can. You have to push yourself that little bit further, you know. Stop worrying about what people think of you as well, and allow yourself to shine. You know, follow the beat of your own drum. Stop worrying about what other people think. Because many people, you know, if you step out of the norm and do something just for you, some people, they can't do that for themselves. So they will judge you based on how they feel. So they will naysay it or doubt it for you, whether that's to your face or behind your back. Don't worry about that. That's about them. It's not about you. You're going to go through a sudden change. Something big is going to happen here for you. I feel like this opportunity may have actually cropped up around maybe June time, or you saw something about it. Now, there's something about things that we see. We have to see them so many times before we can take action on them. So June, July, August, September, I reckon by October, you will be realising the change that needs to occur here. You're already making little changes. You're already enlightened to what you need to do because you've communicated that already. And I feel like you have spoken it, and now you're feeling like, now I've said it, I'm accountable for it. You've got to rub those sticks together to create that fire. Now, your fear around this might be that when you create that fire, it's going to bring in all the moths. Okay, it's going to bring in unwanted attention. But you can deal with that. You know, that fire is there. It will burn away anything that isn't meant to be there. It will illuminate things that you might find difficult to see. But you asked for this. You wanted this. So let it happen. You have the ability to communicate yourself clearly from a place of integrity and truth. This is what you need right now, is to step into the power, whether you're male or female here, step into the power of the Queen of Swords. She takes no shit, and she knows directly what she wants to do, and she communicates directly what she's going to do. Okay, she has a plan. This is intelligence. This is using your intelligence to know the next step, the next way forwards. And the next way forwards leads you to a new beginning. There's something that you are working hard on here, that you are deepening into. Now, this card sometimes comes out around love connections, or deepening into a connection to do with love. That could be part of what you're going through right now. That could be what you're entering into. There does seem to be, there's a lot of temptation around there. So, but for many of you, this is more to do with your career or your finances, or your life in that sense, rather than a relationship. But it does feel like there's something as well as this budding. So it's like your business, you that's the temptation, isn't it? Okay, I feel like you've got ideas, you've got plans, you've got ambitions. You've already communicated to yourself what your plans are, what you want to do. But you also want something, some love. There's somebody coming into your life, isn't there? Well, this took a turn, didn't it? All of this that you're doing, it's like you want to do it with someone else. The High Priestess, but she was in the reverse position when I pulled her out. So I feel like you have been talking to somebody else about this, and it's kind of enlightened you to what needs to happen. And you are now looking at the way forward. It's almost like something's really inspired you and made you feel like that's the way forward for me. That's the way I want to go. That's what I want to do. And it feels like you want to do it with someone else. Say, for instance, you've seen, I don't know, a cafe that's just come up for sale or something, and you've always wanted to run your own cafe. And you're looking into doing that. You're looking into starting that. But you know, as soon as you put your name on there and open the door, it's going to attract all sorts in there. But you don't want to do it on your own. You want to do it with somebody else. And it feels like you've been inspired by something somewhere that's now allowing you to feel like, I can do that. And I really want that. And I want to do it with this person. a Nine of Cups, a desire fulfillment. You have a desire that you want to fulfill. There's a lot of sensuality with this as well. This is like pure contentment that you are moving towards. But you have to have the strength to move forward with this. You know, you've got to keep that momentum going. But it feels like you need a little bit of courage here. Okay, I don't mean Dutch courage, but you may need a little bit of courage to come forward with this idea. Yeah, it feels like a real idea. I mean, this is quite specific to the things that I've said. It might not be exactly what I've said, but you may resonate with the type of scenario that I created there, or that we created there, because we are creating this reading together. Let's see what the outcome is. Okay, so we've got the Six of Cups on here. So this could actually be, you're reminiscing here on things from the past. Or maybe you've tried to do this before. You've tried to run something like this before. And you're thinking about that. Let's get more clarity on that. Okay, we've got the Knight of Swords as well. So it's like maybe in the past you made a bit of a hasty decision with it and things didn't go quite well. Whereas this kind of came out in the reverse. I feel like because of the past, you're having this realisation of having to take things a little bit more slow. You know, using that intelligence and the integrity. And we've got the Hierophant as well. So, I mean, that's the, this is like a marriage. So this is something I feel on two levels. It's like a collaboration in work, but also a collaboration in marriage as well. In like two marriages, marriage in business and marriage in love as well. Very interesting. Okay, and the Nine of Wands. Now, you're the kind of person you keep getting back up. Like something knocks you down, you always get back up again. And this energy right now is almost like you know that this particular venue, that's interesting. This particular venture, it almost makes you feel like you know you're not going to have to get back up again because it's not going to knock you down. Something feels very good here. You've had some real, excuse me, this happens a lot when I'm doing readings and stuff. Like I burp when I'm healing, and there's a little bit of healing, so you may find that this is actually helping you through something here. So if that's working for you, I'm so glad. Please do drop an emoji or something to let me know that that is you. Now, you are really, or have been the past 3 months, going through a transition, and the next 3 months you're completing that transition, and it's allowing you to finally feel like you're sailing on calm waters. And we have triumph, and you can be proud of yourself for your efforts on here. Now, we started with the Nine of Pentacles, didn't we? And I always find these two cards have a similarity to them. So there's an energy here of like, you know, really feeling like you're self-made, and that's what you want, is you want to run your own thing rather than working for the man. And you are going to be seen. When you rub those sticks together to create your need fire, it is going to be seen, but you'll be ready for it and you're going to triumph in it. You can be proud of yourself for it. So I'm going to see what is the final outcome of this venture for you, what you were about to do. I'm excited for you. The Emperor. Whoa. And you know what's really interesting? It's like, look at all of the colours. We've got like a lot of oranges and reds. You know, these are all connection and grounding, stability, security, trust, strength. So the Emperor is the King of Kings. He stands in his power and he has victory. This is what you are heading towards if you continue with what you've been enlightened to and understanding your soul needs and communicating that. Don't be afraid to communicate it. It's just how you communicate it is what's important on this. And that's the energy of the Emperor is, you know, he's got that king there, hasn't he? He's playing a game. Sometimes you have to play the game and you have to have a plan, a strategic plan. So that's what you're being asked to do here, is to make sure that you create a solid plan of action of how you're going to move forward on this. Okay. But this is very, very exciting. I'm very excited for you. I'm going to see if there's just anything else that we can give you on this one. We have the Queen of Wands on there. We've got the Seven of Swords in the reverse position. So it's like an end to hiding, an end to pretending and feeling like you've got to do everything on your own, because it feels like there's an energy of something coming in that's really brought some inspiration, confidence and charisma on the female side of things, that is really empowering and enthusiastic towards this. And that is what's going to bring this energy in. It's going to allow you to succeed here. Wow. Okay, so if that resonates with you and you want to know more about this, maybe get some more idea of when this is going to happen, our details are down in the description box, so please do get in touch. Leave a comment if you can, and share this video if you feel inclined to. I hope you have a blessed day. Thank you.